Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this presentation. In today's video presentation, I'm going to be sharing something that has helped me to be able to move beyond my brain injury, beyond the symptoms, the limitations, the deficits that have come as a result of the brain injury that I experienced when I was 10 years old. To read the article, I put on my glasses and bring up the article. I want to thank you again for your time. Here's the article. Beyond Brain Injury Symptom Management Resources to Empower an Ongoing Holistic Brain Injury Recovery Process. Here's a quote that I wrote. What I need to remember and encourage, we are not our brain injury symptoms, deficits, or limitations. They do not define us because we can create hope beyond symptoms, deficits, and limitations. Since 2007, my interest has been to encourage individuals living with the impact of brain injuries, to encourage them to realize and remember that they are not the impact of their brain injuries, their symptoms, their deficits, or limitations. That although we are powerless over the impact of our brain injury symptoms, deficits, and limitations, we can create a good life. Create a good life by engaging in a holistic and ongoing brain injury recovery process. That is why I encourage an ongoing holistic recovery process, an ongoing holistic recovery process beyond brain injury symptom management. I encourage this approach because I have found that waiting on brain injury symptom management can leave the individual feeling stuck by believing that they have to wait until their brain injury symptoms are managed and fixed before they can recover. In waiting on symptom management, the individual may develop a learned helplessness and a dependency on the outcome or outcomes of the brain injury symptom management. As a result, the individual living with a brain injury may find that they lose motivation and ambition. The motivation and ambition to achieve or accomplish anything beyond the outcome or outcomes of the symptom management. Here's the definition of learned helplessness, and this is from the APA Dictionary of Psychology. A phenomenon in which repeated exposure to uncontrollable stresses results in individuals failing to use any control options that may become available. Essentially, individuals are said to learn that they lack behavioral control over environmental factors, which in turn undermines the motivation to make changes or attempt to alter situations. This phenomenon was first described by psychologists Bruce Overmeyer and Martin E.P. Seligman. So becomes our focus. Living with the impact of our brain injury or stroke can leave us focused on symptoms related to the effects of the brain injury or stroke. When things do not change after their brain injury and or stroke, the individual may find themselves focused on what cannot be done because of the symptoms, because of the notion that unless symptoms or a symptom or symptoms is fixed, the individual may buy into the belief that there is little hope. So to move beyond believing that I was dependent on the symptom or symptoms being fixed. In my recovery process, I found that I needed to change the way I saw myself. I needed to see myself as an individual living with the impact of a brain injury instead of as a brain injury survivor. I found that by changing the way that I saw myself, I was able to stop seeing myself as someone who was a victim or is a victim of my circumstances, someone who was and is stuck because of the symptoms, deficits, and limitations related to my brain injury. Removing the label of being a brain injury survivor helped me to stop identifying myself with my set of circumstances. Removing the label of brain injury survivor helped me to stop defining myself by symptoms, deficits, and limitations. Removing the label of being a brain injury survivor helped me to take back my power, as I realized I no longer had to be limited because of my brain injury symptoms, limitations, and deficits. And I found that I could, although I had symptoms and I had deficits and limitations, they did not need to stop me because I was able to figure a way to use my gifts, talents, and abilities in ways that work for me. And that's what I encourage people here that read my articles, listen to these video presentations, my ebooks, and all the other resources that I offer, to not give up on their process of loving God or themselves, because more is going to be revealed with time. And this is a quote that I like. The most common way people give away their power is by thinking they don't have any, by Alice Walker. And below are resources that help me to empower my ongoing holistic recovery process beyond brain injury symptom management. And here's a couple more quotes that I like. Never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be made a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself. And that's by Robert Frost. And here's a quote that I penned. I'm not my brain injury symptoms, deficits, or limitations. They will not define me because I create hope beyond symptoms, deficits, and limitations. And then below this in the article, there are a list of the different links to the resources that I created in a way to translate these resources into a variety of languages. And I have ebooks, articles, my keynote presentations, video presentations, and other resources that may be helpful to you. This is the end of the video presentation. Before I go, let me encourage you with this. Although you're listening to this video presentation of the article, I can't include the resources in the description portion of this video presentation on YouTube. So I will include a link to the article that has all the resources listed so that you can come to the article and then scroll down the article after opening it, and you can then click on the different links to resources that I've created. So I'll say so long for now, but before I go, let me encourage you with this. Please do not give up on yourself, a loving God, or your process, because more will be revealed to you and to me with time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. God bless you and your family, and have a super day. Bye now.